Hello and welcome to Almost Fast Racing. This is my 1971 MGB. It was a barn find, I got it for free and we got it running, and it runs actually pretty decently for having a fuel tank full of basically rotten leaves and rust. But I'm terrible with carburetors, don't really want to learn how they work, so I think our best bet is to swap it to kind of like an emissions-free type thing. So we're going to go from 90 horsepower to about 1 me power. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it does have a bunch of rust holes in the floor, one of them right under the gas pedal, and the seats don't really adjust, so we're going to pull those out. When I pulled the seats out, realized the floor was completely soft and has a ton of rust holes all over the place, both on the passenger side and the driver's side. It's not like anything really important mounts here. I'm from like one of those rare places in the northeast United States where there are potholes in the road, and I really don't feel like hitting a pothole and then scraping my ham all over the pavement. It's okay that the floors are rusty because I need to take them out to fit the new powertrain in anyway. I'm going to drill a bunch of holes along the frame so I know exactly where to cut. Since there's a lot of old sound deadening on here, I'm going to hammer that out so I can see where the holes are that I drilled. And yeah, that's pretty good. You can see kind of where our rust holes are, and some of them are pretty big, so it's a good thing we're taking these out anyway. Now I get to play connect the dots with all those little twinkle twinkle little stars I had cut into the floor. Alright, now that we got that floor pan out of the way, it'll make the car a lot lighter and give us some room for the new powertrain. The whole floor is not out of the way though. We do still have some in the way on the chassis and the frame where it's spot welded in place. The problem with this, normally you can just kind of find the spot welds, very easy, just drill or grind them out, and then pull the whole floor pan out. On this car, we fortunately have enough rust that our strategy is going to have to be taking an old chisel, preferably one designed for wood, and one that's already broken, hammering along the floor until we hit one of those spot welds, and then using the grinder to grind out that spot weld, and then going back in with the chisel, realizing we only got about half of the spot weld out, and then having to go back again. Once we repeat this process about 100 times for about 3 months straight, we'll have a nice clean floor. We'll just go across with a wire wheel and an angle grinder, and that way we can get the spot welds out all nice and flat. After we get it wire wheeled down, just to make sure there's no more structural rust in our chassis, we want to get it all cleaned out, get all the debris, get all the dust, and just get it kind of like perfectly clean. Once it's perfectly clean, we'll wipe it down with acetone, and that way we can put our rust protection on here. And just to make sure I don't have to deal with rust in the future, I'm going to paint it the same color as rust. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess, right? And that looks perfect. We're almost ready to drop our powertrain in. I'm getting pretty excited to take it out on its first drive and first spin. So let's get it pulled out of the garage. Let's fire up that new powertrain. Nice and silent and like pretty perfectly smooth, pretty quiet. This feels great. Now that we got it out of the garage, powertrain's all fired up, everything's bolted on correctly, let's take it for a nice little spin. Alright, I think it's ready. Time to take it out on the road and go for a little cruise. Honestly, feels great. A little tiring, but it's definitely a bump in horsepower from the original. Alright, don't worry, I'm not going to EV swap the MG. I'm just having a little fun while replacing the floor pans. I'm posting the video probably next week-ish, where actually do the whole long process of the whole floor pan and carpet sound deadening thing. Thanks for watching, and follow along for the whole process. Hopefully one day we'll take this on a nice long road trip. Thanks for watching.